can't believe I'm doing this. This is absolutely crazy. So I came down in a different area, and I knew I had to cross the creek, but I figured I should find a place. So that shady area between these two trees, that's like a split between the rocks. And I climbed down, and oh my god, that was already enough. And then you can't really see it from here, but there was nowhere to go to cross. It was just deep water. We somehow managed without getting wet. It was a miracle. And now I just have to climb up here, but this doesn't seem that hard. Well, we'll see. The first part didn't seem hard either, but I'm sure I'll manage. And made kind of a big mistake. I went down on a different area. I saw a different ravine. It was a little bit to the left, so I figured might as well try out a different area to go down, and I'll just see what I see. So I climbed down on this huge, steep little split in the rocks. It was crazy, and then because I had to cross the creek, and there was nowhere to go from there. I mean, I had this huge rock in front of me, this wall, and I climbed up like halfway, and then I was like, I can't do it. It was crazy. It was either turn back or just walk around, but there was nowhere to walk because it was all water and everything was very steep, and it was, self-doubt was setting in and fear, because I wanted to go, but then I was thinking, I'm like, is this where I'm going to fall? I mean, it was kind of crazy. I haven't really experienced that before. But somehow I made it. I made it all the way up, and it took me a long time, and I shouldn't have done that because I ended up going in the same spot. I didn't hike as much as yesterday. I only went about halfway where I started Buck, and I sat for hours in two different locations. They were actually pretty close, like 2 hours each probably. I didn't see anything, and the only thing is I couldn't hunt at sunset because I had to be back by sunset. I did not want to climb down and then climb up crossing that creek in the dark because that's just unsafe. It's risky. It's dangerous. There's really no reason to do that. This area is definitely the place to hunt. There are so many heavily traveled deer trails, and you could follow them, and you see all this deer poop, which up until last weekend I haven't even seen any, and now they're everywhere. Deer beds where they bed down, so many of them. This is definitely the place, and I haven't seen anyone this whole entire weekend, so there's no hunting pressure. And this is way out in the country, so the deer are just doing their thing. It's a huge area, so I just have to find where they are. But I'll definitely be back because this is probably the best place I have seen so far. Thank you so much for following me on this journey. This was an amazing experience. I have never seen beautiful views like this, beautiful mountains in the backcountry, and this was some intense hiking that I had done in the past 2.5 days, and I never thought I could do it. At times I was thinking I was testing my limits, but I think if you come out of it alive and stronger, then you were nowhere near your limit. So I am really grateful for this weekend, and the fact that I did it on my own made it even more meaningful and more intense. So we have 3 weekends left of deer season in this area, and I think I'm getting closer. So hopefully this season I will get my first buck. Thank you so much for watching. And what made this experience so amazing was the fact that I was by myself. I think that made it better and worse in some ways. It made it better because I was on my own, so I had to make all the decisions. I decided how far I go. I decided when I stop, and I wasn't slowing anybody down. I was just going at my own pace, and I was pushing myself, and then when I couldn't do it, I stopped, and I didn't feel like embarrassed, like, oh my God, I have to stop again. But so another thing is that getting it done, it just feels so great because you're doing it by yourself, and I love it. And that's why I love camping and hiking alone and hunting. I mean, it's not really safe to hunt by yourself, but you know what? If I don't have anyone to hunt with, then I'm just gonna go and do it by myself. I mean, what else can I do? I'm not gonna stay home.